Hello again, everybody. This is Patrick from sharpSteelEdge. Today I'm just going to show you guys my knife collection. Got a couple of fixed blades. One I couldn't find. And these are just some folders that I have in my collection. Excuse me. I got a couple of holders, knife cases. I'll show you this one first. It's a wonderful case. You can get it on eBay and it's pretty cheap. It holds all those knives. I usually alternate every other one. This is just a kind of a no-name, kind of cheap case, but it's wonderful. I also have here this case made by Case. And it was much more expensive than the other one, and I don't like it nearly as much. It's got a lot of padding in it, but it doesn't, when it folds up, it kind of looks like a pillow. Not a big fan of it. The other one's much cheaper and much better. Okay, let me put you on the tripod here and show you a little bit about my knives real quick. Okay, we'll start off with some El Cheapos. This one is a Wartech. It says USA on it. I don't know why. It's not made in the USA. It says right here, China. Costs 99 cents on eBay. And some shipping. I don't know, $6 to ship it or something. But for $7 delivered to your door, spring assisted, not a bad deal. And of course it's got the very popular skulls all over the handle there. This is a buck. This is a made in China buck. Pretty cool looking. Easy to open, flips right open. It's got the Tonto blade, serrated. I usually don't like serrated, but wound up with serrated here. Also, kind of a sub $10 knife. Not too bad. If I'm going to go work around the yard, this is usually the one that I grab. Got some other kind of El Cheapos. This one is almost embarrassing to have in my collection. I just thought it looked pretty cool. I have a motorcycle. I don't know. Anyway, then I got some others. This is a made in China Boker Magnum. Thought it looked pretty cool. It's got a pretty sharp edge on it actually. This is my son's knife. He's 8 years old. He bought it. He picked this one out of a bunch of knives. I was actually kind of proud of him for picking this knife. They had guns that were, knives in the shape of guns and all sorts of stuff like that. It's got a little glass breaker down at the bottom. Seat belt cutter, rescue knife, serrated edge. He loves the serrated edge, but he's only 8. I do not like serrated edges. But really, pretty nice knife. Got my little butterfly knife here. Just another cheapo. My son loves that action. This is a knife that I bought years ago in Toledo, Spain. And in Toledo, Spain, they used to make swords there hundreds or maybe even thousands of years ago. It says it's 440C stainless steel. Pretty cool little knife. Not the nicest in the world, but it's cool. Okay, now we'll get into some other ones. This is my Boker Kalashnikov, fully automatic. And that thing really shoots out of there. It's got the serrated edge, which I don't like. Most of my earlier knives have the serrated edge before I realized I don't like serrated edges. Pretty cool little knife. Here we have a custom. I think this is made out of Pakistan. Not real sure why I bought this. Cool knife. Got some great file work. That's camel bone. That's some kind of horn. I don't know. Damascus blade. Pretty cool knife. Here we have another custom. If I'm not mistaken, this is made in somewhere in England. I really like that handle. I don't know what that wood is called, but it's also a Damascus blade. Pretty cool pattern on the Damascus, I think. Got some good file work. Now we'll get into some Kershaws. This is my Kershaw Scallion. It's also Damascus, spring assisted. It's got a pretty good mirror edge on there. I don't know if you can see that in the camera or not, but it's a cool knife. Carried that a lot. That was an EDC for a good long while. Here's another Kershaw. I can't remember what these are called. These are all the Ken Onion ones, so they're named after onions. So I think this one is the Scallion. Pretty cool little knife. A little too small for my taste. Here's another Ken Onion design. I can't remember what this thing's called. It's got a sharp point. Got a mirror edge on this one too. Like I said, another cool little knife. I don't know what that blade design is called, but it's a sharp some gun. Let me see, do I have any more Kershaws? Here's my Cryo. Rick Hinder design Cryo. This is a made in China frame lock. Sub $30 knife. I think it's a pretty cool little knife for 30 bucks. Okay, let's get into some Spidercos. This is my Mannix. Mannix 2, I think this is. Made in Golden, Colorado, USA, Earth. It's got that, what do they call that locking system? Some kind of ball bearing locking system. And of course the patented Spidey hole there. Opens right up, closes nice. Beautiful knife. I don't carry it too much because it's a little too bulky for me, but it is a beautiful knife. I really like this knife. Here's another Spiderco. Once again, the Spidey hole. This is the Domino. It's a frame lock, and this one I really like. This was and still is my EDC. I got a nice little mirror finish on that edge right there. Kind of starting to fade now. But the only thing I don't like about this knife is that scale there. It kind of got a weird pattern on it that I don't care for. But other than that, I love this knife. Like I said, the frame lock. I love the leaf-shaped blade. It is a flipper. It's got the detent in there, which really helps you build up a lot of pressure before it finally springs open. It's not spring assisted, but I tell you, it sure opens just as fast as a spring assisted. So this is my Domino. Very, very nice knife. It's made in Taiwan, which I'm not huge about. You know, I kind of prefer things to be made in the USA. But it doesn't bother me too much, obviously, because I own this knife and it's one of my favorites. Moving right along, we have the, this is the Zero Tolerance 0350. This is a beast of a knife. It's a great knife. Look at that beautiful jimping, spring assisted. It's got this diamond-like coating with the tiger stripe pattern. It's got great jimping on it here, and man, it is a serious. This is also a Ken Onion design by Zero Tolerance. I don't carry this one too much either. Once again, because it's a little too beefy for me. It takes up a lot of room in the pocket. But it is probably my most hard use type knife. When I go out into the woods and I really think I might be doing some hard use stuff, this is the one that I carry. This is my Rick Hinder. We'll save that one for last. This is a Rick Hinderer design, zero tolerance, 0566. This is brand spanking new out on the market. I mean, most of the big boys don't even have these in yet, like Blade HQ and Knife Center and all that. I have a friend of mine sells knives locally, Matt D Tactical. He had these in stock. This is a spring assisted knife. It's got the LMAX steel, made in the USA. Love that. Frame lock, flipper, thumb studs. It's got holes for tip up, tip down, right hand, left hand. It's got little thumb studs. Can't really launch it with the thumb studs, but the flipper works just fine. This I was on pre-order for this knife for a long time. Love this knife, man. I could not wait. I waited literally months to get my hands on this thing, and it is a beautiful knife. But I'm gonna pull this knife out of my pocket. This, excuse me, is the zero tolerance 0801. I just bought this thing. This is a super nice knife. Like I said, I was anxiously awaiting this knife for months. Then this knife came out, so I bought both of them. But I tell you the truth, I really like this 801 better. Frame lock, LMAX steel blade, just a nice heft to the blade. It just feels good to grab it like that. You know, zero tolerance, comes very sharp from the factory. Wonderful knife. This is probably my new favorite EDC, the 801. Highly anticipated 566. Beautiful knife as well. I just prefer the 801. Moving right along. Oh, here's another Spiderco. This is the, I think this is this the Cali? I think this is the Cali. Wonderful, wonderful little gentleman's folder. Man, I EDC'd this thing for a while too. This is, I tell you what, you can't go wrong with a Spiderco. Spiderco just makes nice knives. This is, oh, what is that called? Carbon fiber. Love that little pocket clip. Don't like the back clip so much, the back lock I mean. I prefer a liner lock, or actually even a frame lock is what I really prefer. But this is a wonderful knife. I love this little knife. Beautiful little knife. This thing here is a Schrade. Let me see, is this thing ready to go? No. What am I doing wrong here? Oh, it's on safety. The Schrade Viper, I guess. Cock it back. You gotta release it here. Cock this thing back. It's got a safety on it. Red, you're dead. Then you just push it forward to launch that blade right on out of there. And it's sharpened on both sides. Super pointy point there. I don't really like it too much. You have to cock this thing back. I like the fully automatics where it just goes in and out and in and out. And then not only that, to really fire this thing, the button should be right here to fire it, but it's not. It's way down here at the end, so you kind of have to hold it with two hands to launch that blade out of there. So it's a cool knife, but not my favorite. Got some fixed blades here. This is a it says Imperial USA. I bought this at a yard sale. I'm gonna put a new handle on it. Hopefully still got some of the old plastic handle on there. Hopefully you know, a white-tailed deer antler handle on there or something. But it's not sharp at all. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a video up with my my Wicked Edge sharpening system. I am going to really put a super sharp edge on this thing and finish it off with the Japanese waterstones, and it is going to be incredibly sharp and have a beautiful mirror edge on it. This is a fixed blade that I bought the actual blade from eBay. I don't know, made in Pakistan. some cheap L blade. My son and I found a deer bone back in the woods behind the house here, and so I cut the deer bone and soaked it in some hydrogen peroxide to whiten it up a little bit. It actually fits kind of nice into the hand, you know, and into your right hand. Then I cut the tang and to make it fit into the bone, and then filled the bone with some epoxy. I mean, you know, pretty much a joke of a knife, but my son and I had a good time making this thing, and it's a one of a kind for sure. So so that is almost it for my knife collection, except for the pride and joy of my knife collection. This beautiful Rick Hinderer made XM18 3.5 inch, let me try that again, 3.5 inch slicer blade, black G10 scales, of course frame lock, USA S35VN, sharp as all get out. This is an original Rick Hinderer. These are highly sought after, very hard to get, and very expensive. I lucked out and was able to buy it from Rick Hinderer directly, but you have to meet some serious specifications to be able to do that. So, like I said, this is the highlight of my knife collection, but it's so valuable that I never use it. It just sits in the case and never gets used. So, that's pretty much it for my knife collection. Just a few little notes. Oh, here is my Benchmade volley. I think this is my only Benchmade. It is a spring assisted. It's not a flipper, but it's got these little thumb studs, and they are in exactly the right spot. This is a beautiful little knife. Of course, it has that Benchmade, I think they call it the axis lock. That blade comes shooting on out of there, and it's not going anywhere with that axis lock. I sharpened this up on my Wicked Edge knife sharpening system, and I've actually already made a video with this knife where I shave my beard off with this knife. So hopefully I'll get a couple of these knives up on YouTube, and you know, ultimately what I hope to do is sell some knives. So like I said, video coming out with me shaving with this knife. I'm going to make a video with this knife getting sharpened on the Wicked Edge sharpening system. I'm looking forward to that. And I'm going to do a comparison between the Zero Tolerance 0566 and the Zero Tolerance 081. These two knives came out about the same time. They're both LMAX steel, pretty closely related in price. And that's it. Thanks for watching.